I call my boyfriend sleep on his grandma.
I watched that 5-part story, so you don't have to. That's Monique, and she's telling us that her boyfriend of 4 years was actually cheating on her with his own grandmother. She said after being together for about a year, they actually ended up moving in together. Monique describes their first year in a relationship as being perfect, really no issues. It was during the middle of the second year where things kind of went left. Now, when they were living together, a lot of his family members would always be at their house. Now, her family members wouldn't be, but his would. And at the time, she didn't really think much of it. Monique said that her ex was the type of guy that he always had to be right. It was his way or the highway, and she really didn't like that. And he had a kid before she met him, and so he was very strict about like who was picking him up, who was dropping him off. He never let her do it. He just was really like stern in those ways. Monique did say that there were several red flags, one of which was her ex saying, "Oh, I really wish I was with an older woman," right? Now, mind you, his grandma is in her late 70s, early 80s, right? And so he had a period of time where he was actually staying with his grandma for a while, and she lives about 2.5 hours away from where Monique and ex had their own place together. She never thought anything of it, and he would always be over there, and when she would try to call him, he wouldn't really be answering, and he would say things like, "Oh, I'm helping my grandma do this," or "I'm helping my grandma do that." So one of these times he was at his grandmother's house, and they were sharing locations at the time, right? So Monique went and checked his locations, and she saw that he was actually on his way back home. She started to prepare a meal for him. She started cleaning up the house. She just started to get everything together. So when he showed up with his family members and some of her family members. All the family members are piling in, and they thought that, you know, Monique knew what was going on, but obviously he didn't tell her anything about like a gathering. So she's saying hi to all the family members. His grandmother is there as well, and when she went to go say hi to her grandmother and his grandmother gave her like a wild look. She just kind of like stared at her. So then her ex walks up on her and he hands her a bouquet of flowers, which wasn't too out of the norm, but the fact that he did it in front of a bunch of people was like a little bit weird. And at one point she turns her back, and then he taps her on the shoulder, and she turns around and her ex is on his knee and he's proposing to her, right? But before she can say yes, enjoy the moment, anything like that, grandma faints. Legit faints, and everybody's attention turns to grandma, and they're trying to figure out if she's okay, if she needs anything. Mind you, Monique's sister is a nurse along with her ex's cousin, so they both rush to her. They're trying to give her what she needs, but soon after, grandma gets up like nothing's wrong. She's telling everybody like, "No, I don't need any help, I don't need the ambulance to be called," nothing. And so in Monique's mind, thinking back now, she's like, she definitely did that on purpose. She was just trying to like kill the proposal. Monique was like, "I even forgot that he had just proposed." So when they finally helped grandma like have a seat and settle down, Monique said she looked at grandma and she gave her the most evil, devilish smile, like she knew what she was doing. So between the weird looks that grandma was giving her and then her faking that fainting, she definitely was going to say something to her ex. So she walks up to him and she's like, "Look, I think your grandma faked it. I don't think that she was honest." Her ex goes off and tells her, "How could she have faked that? Why don't you mind the business that pays you?" He goes on to tell her, "You're lucky I proposed to you